us, we don't want to waste any time. We want to get to a story, a big story here in the Piedmont area, the Triad specifically, where police say a shooting near Leinbach Park, that's in Winston-Salem, on Monday morning started a planned fight between young people, and it quickly escalated into gunfire. This is video from that scene from our content partners there in the area. Multiple people injured, suspects, as far as we know, and what WFNY is reporting, suspects still on the run. So we want to take you now to a press conference that happened just moments ago. Let's take a listen in to sort of catch you up on what's happening there now.
To investigate that fight, the call was upgraded to a shooting. Officers arrived to Leinbach Park and located multiple gunshot victims. This far in the investigation, we've been able to determine, and I'm going to release what we have confirmed at this point, that 2 juveniles agreed to meet at the park to fight. During the fight, firearm was discharged, which resulted in multiple victims being shot. As far as suspects and victims, we have identified numerous people involved with this investigation. However, we are still determining their exact involvement, whether they're suspect, victim, or witness. The purpose of this statement is the safety of our community is always at the top of the Winston-Salem Police Department's list. So again, this is what we have confirmed right now. Our detectives and other personnel with the police department are still actively investigating this. Once we have more confirmed information, Chief Penn will do a news conference and update the community and everyone that has an interest in this. As we know, this is a very big topic for the community. I will tell you the schools are safe. If parents wish to pick their kids up from school, they can do so at the school. As far as Jefferson Middle School, there will be an alternate route. We ask that they enter the school from Peace Haven because the entrance at Robin Hood is blocked. And that is all we're going to release right now. Again, Chief Penn will give a more in-depth news conference later. Thank you all. There were several victims. We're not going to just talk about fatalities. Again, we're still investigating.
Do we know if any of the individuals involved were school?
All right, so that was an update from Winston-Salem PD there on the scene. Again, I was just talking to Carlene as a part of that news conference was happening about this area in Winston-Salem. So this is Leinbach Park, again, as he just mentioned, not far, if you're familiar with the area, not far from Jefferson Middle School, as he just mentioned, and also Mount Tabor High School, which is a big high school there in Winston-Salem. So just to give you an idea where this has unfolded, as he just mentioned, those schools are safe, but those are 2 big schools in the area as landmarks. I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of where this shooting, where Leinbach Park is. All right, so we got an update from reporters there on the scene. Again, our content partners, WFNY, covering the story for us. So let's toss it over to Hannah Hill, who is reporting there now.
That's right, Lauren. A whole lot of new information, as you mentioned. And one thing I really want to point out is if you're not familiar with this part of Winston-Salem, it's very busy. And the #1 word I could use to describe the past hour and a half I've been out here is simply chaotic. Amber mentioned it. State Highway Patrol, choppers, we've had drones, we've seen multiple agencies represented here and several cop cars just zooming through this area, heading to the impacted area. And we are at the Media Staging Center. And what I think is really standing out to me about where we are right now and the message from law enforcement is we're supposed to be here because there were so many people involved that it was dangerous for the media to get that close to the situation. So that's why we're a little bit away. And if you pan the camera this way, as far as we can get to the situation is that YMCA, and we've been told by police to stay right here. We're in, you might be familiar, Little John's Tavern in that parking lot right now. I was able to walk up this strip a little bit earlier this morning, and the YMCA is blocked off. The intersection up there is blocked off. I talked to a few businesses on the side, and it's really bringing back those feelings and the emotion of the Mount Tabor shooting that happened a few years ago, which was absolutely tragic. I talked to the insurance company down here, and they said they heard about 10 shots, 2 of them specifically closer to who worked in offices closer to the side of where this situation unfolded, and they just said to me, pow, 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 10 times is what they heard. And then the one lady told me she had chills just run down her body, and once again reminding her of that Mount Tabor situation. And when I walked up to the insurance company, the guy standing on the outside said we had the doors locked, but I just came out because I got a call on the phone from my mom, who was in the YMCA when all of this happened. Of course, that was a hard call for him to take, knowing that his mom was so close to where this fight broke out. So all of this, as the assistant chief just said, a planned fight between 2 people happened and then apparently escalated into a shooting. And again, I clarified with him, several people, we have several victims here, and we don't know to the extent of which their injuries are. So we have several of those. The gun was discharged. Numerous people involved. As Megan mentioned, do we know who's a suspect, who's a victim? Just still trying to figure out all of that information. And what this seems and appears to be to me is just so many people involved in this situation. Maybe it was something that was circulating to do a meetup to where lots of people would have been there. Of course, this is a Monday in the middle of the school day, so you would think people at nearby schools would be in class, but those are still just details we're all working to understand and figure out. They also said Chief Penn will come out here. We don't know how much time that may be, if he'll be here in 10 minutes or an hour, but we'll be standing out here at the staging center waiting for the chief to come and answer all those remaining questions that we do have.
All right, so that is Hannah Hill there on the scene for us. Again, I told you, a team of reporters, they're covering the story. Obviously a big story there, Leinbach Park in Winston-Salem, which, for reference here in Charlotte, is about an hour 15, hour 30 to Winston-Salem. All right, let's send it now to Amber Lake, who is reporting there on the scene. Let's take a listen in.
Lauren, Megan, yeah, we're here at Leinbach Park, and it's still completely blocked off and taped off. I mean, there's yellow tape literally just covering the entire outline of the park that you see, and there's multiple police officers that are just walking through this entire area. I mean, it's been like this for a while. We were able to see this helicopter. Maybe you can see it through the trees right now. That's a State Highway Patrol helicopter that's been circling this area for the past 30, 45 minutes or so. I mean, we saw a entire group of parents earlier who were trying to pick up their children from Jefferson Middle, and they're shocked. They are scared. They told me that they have been in situations like this before here in Winston-Salem, and they don't know how to feel about this. Obviously, like we have mentioned, the schools are safe right now, but a lot of these parents, these grandparents, just want to pick up their child and take them home. I was able to talk with one grandparent who said that he had actually just gotten home from work earlier this morning. He was taking a nap whenever one of his grandkids came and started pounding on his bedroom door, saying there was a shooting. One of our siblings is in the area where the shooting was. And so he said that he got up, he got dressed, and he immediately came out here. I was able to talk to him earlier. Let's see if we can play that soundbite for you.
I just think it's kind of tragic at the end of the day, because it's the younger kids that are losing their lives and getting injured in these situations. And at the end of the day, it's probably senseless. I don't know the facts, but it's probably something that could have been averted. And I just think as a community, we all need to get together to help solve some of these issues that may be driving some of the youth to this type of anger or hostility, whatever's going on. It's senseless.
And I mean, look, we're still following this helicopter that is continuing to circle the area. Again, this all happened on Robin Hood Road. They just reopened this road not too long ago, so we do have a lot of traffic going back and forth. So if you are moving in this area, you're driving in this area, be mindful of that. But this is an active and ongoing situation, and like we've talked about earlier, so many people are scared. So many people just want to make sure that their child is safe. Again, we just heard from Winston-Salem Police. They just had that press conference earlier, they said that there are multiple suspects and victims in this, so we're just hoping for a smooth resolution in this case, guys.
And as we learn more information, we will continue to update you here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus.